Vic VP here, check it out. We got a 2-player control panel going out for a customer that has a by Vic arcade cabinet, but I didn't make the control panel. Made of laminated birch, vinyl artwork and all. This thing's kind of heavy. I gotta put it down. Be sure to check back on YouTube, as 2 years ago, I had this customer reach out to me as they wanted a by Vic arcade cabinet, but they didn't want a control panel as they already had one. 2 years goes by, this customer hits me up and goes, "Hey Vic man, I need your help. That original control panel I had that somebody else built for me, it's just too much of a nuisance. I can't work on the wiring. It's not a convenient hinge. Can you help me out? Can you make me a new control panel?" I said, of course. What do you need? Be sure to stay tuned for the full video as I'm going to show you his current control panel. If you look carefully, his current panel has more features and more stuff that he is not even using, such as 2 joysticks with the buttons on top and an awkwardly placed dedicated 4-way. So after 2 years of playing with that control panel, he basically came to the conclusion that he doesn't need all these extra joysticks and dedicated 4-ways. He simply requested a 2-player 8-button layout with the trackball and a spinner, alongside 3 mouse buttons, start, coin, and 4 admin buttons. Now, of course, I did custom build this to the customer's exact request, but I did also add a couple of basic features, such as the 2 LED cup holders, the dual USB ports in the front for connecting light guns, and the biggest request the customer had, "Vic, please, I need this panel to be hinged so I could easily access any wires that I have to adjust." Now, anytime I have a hinged control panel, I always include this convenient kickstand that will keep your control panel up as you start wiring and playing with your spaghetti. Look at the spaghetti on this. Now, a quick note about this specific build/control panel going on here. The customer is using RGB gold leaf switch buttons. Look at all the wiring. That's really where all this spaghetti is coming from. Each button has 4 wires going to it, alongside the 2 additional wires that you need to power the LED. Now, a quick note, the buttons are mine. The customer sent me 2 buttons just to make sure that I could test fit and such. I did not wire this cabinet. This right now will be debuttoned as it gets sent out. Along with these RGB gold leaf switch buttons, the customer also does have dual servo joysticks, as you can see here. He gave me just 1. I did request that, as I always like to make sure that everything is cut to perfection. As you can see, mounted beautifully with the servo on the side. Player 2 is ready. Now, the last and final feature on this is the artwork. As you can see, I have artwork on the control panel itself along the edge of the entire control panel. This customer is pretty easy. He sent me a couple of images, said, "Hey Vic man, just kind of make a simple fade in, fade out in the middle, and I'm good." And just like that, we do have a nice control panel all set and done. Again, be sure to stay tuned for the full video talking about this control panel. I don't have any videos in the background of game over screens, but looks like my credit is up. Game over.